Time is 6:12. I'm here at the truck, but the truck is locked. So I'll just sit up there by the building and read my pre-trip.
Because the person's gonna be on Tuesday.
Yes, sir, it will be.
Already nervous. Dude. Oh shit.
That's crazy.
Oh, that's funny, dude. That is funny. Nice. Dude, picture perfect. I mean, picture perfect. Too easy.
Pretty good.
Too easy.
You tried it perfect.
Oh, snap.
You got it, man. Thanks, sir.
Now.
Leaks and leaks. Leaks and leaks. No leaks underneath the truck. The truck is not leaning to the left or right. General hoses, driver's side and passenger side, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, no abrasion, bulges, or cuts, not leaking. Properly mounted and secured at both ends. No abrasion, bulges, or cuts, not leaking. Antifreeze, rate of coolant level. Take two. Leaks and leans. No leaks under the truck. Truck is not leaning to the left or the right. General hoses, properly mounted and secured at both ends. No, not cracked, bent, or broken. No abrasions, bulges, or cuts. Not leaking. Coolant level, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, filled to the manufacturer's specifications, not leaking. Engine oil, filled to the manufacturer's specifications, check with a dipstick. Power steering fluid level, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, not leaking, filled to the manufacturer's specifications. Power steering, gearbox, and hoses, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, no abrasion, bulges, or cuts, not leaking. Steering linkage, pitman arm, drag link, and tie rod, 3 castle nuts and cotter pins, not missing. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Leaf spring and leaf spring mounts, front and rear, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, not shifted. Shocks, properly mounted and secured, top and bottom, both ends, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, not leaking. Airlines, properly mounted and secured at both ends, no abrasion, bulges, or cuts, not leaking. Brake contaminants, no grease, oil, or other contaminants inside the brake drum or liner. Steering tire, no abrasions, bulges, or cuts to the tread or sidewalls. Tread depth no less than 4/32 of an inch. Properly filled to the manufacturer's specifications, checked with the tire gauge. Rims, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, no unauthorized welds, holes are not out of round. Lug nuts, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, none missing, no shiny studs, no rust trails, no cracked lug nuts. Hood and door mirrors, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, and clean. Battery box. Battery box, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Connections are tight and not worn. No corrosion. The battery box is latch. Fuel and depth gauges. Fuel, depth, says depth tank, fuel. Depth and fuel tank lines. Depth and fuel tank lines, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, not leaking from the tank lines or caps. Caps are on tight. It's gonna be a little bit loud. Okay. Air hose, electric and air lines, properly mounted and secured at both ends. No abrasion, bulges, or cuts. Not leaking. No exposed wires. Not leaking air. Glad hands, properly mounted. Glad hands, properly mounted and secured. The glad hand seals are in good condition. Not cracked, no signs of dry rot, not leaking air. Frame and cross members. Tractor frame, cross member. Trailer frame, cross member. Trailer floor, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. No missing cross members, no unauthorized welds, no holes in the trailer floor. Trying to think of the name of it. this is a freestyle. I haven't read the paper today, so it's a freestyle. So, skid plate. I can look at the paper, but I'm just waiting on it to come back to my mind. So it's a skid plate and I'm gonna look at the paper. Apron and skid plate, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, properly lubricated, no visible gap between the two, apron and skid plate. Okay, fifth wheel, locking pin, release arm, and safety pin, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Not cracked, bent, or broken. I think that's it. Not cracked, bent, or broken. In the fully locked position. In the fully locked position. All right. Platform, mounting. Dang it. Platform and mounting bolts. Properly mounted and secured. Not cracked, bent, or broken. No missing bolts. Okay. So we got the kingpin, locking pin and kingpin locks, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. The locking jaws are completely closed around the locking pin. Landing gear, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. The crank handle is secured. Proper space between the landing gear. Proper space between the landing gear and mud flaps so that they do not hit when making turns. Next will be the light inspection. So just a brief summary of the lights. So lights, reflectors, reflective tape, and lenses. I will check all the same way. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, illuminated, and clean. All right, then I'll go ahead and state all my lights. Lights, lights, side of the truck, lights, 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 reflective tape along the whole length of the trailer, lights, 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 lights in the back, reflective tape top and bottom, lights, lights, lights. I forgot the reflective tapes at the mud flaps, but lights across the back, reflective tape across the back, lights, reflective tape all the way down the length of the trailer, lights, lights, lights. At the far front of the corner of the trailer, we got lights, reflective tape underneath the mud flaps, and lights. Back to the front of the truck, lights, lights, lights. Then you would follow it up by, I'm going to check my 5x5. My 5 locations are, my 5 functions are left turn, right turn, high beams, four-way flashers, and brake lights. Then you will hit your 5 locations, and that will be my front and rear of the truck and both sides of the truck and trailer. And you would ask the inspector to step to the front of the truck, check your lights, step to the left rear and right rear of the truck and check your lights, and then that will conclude your pre-trip. You can hit the backing test, you can hit the road, and you can go get your license. Big Sigma Trucker signing out for the day.